Happy Sunday, and welcome everyone to episode 51 of Video Game Club. As always, I am your host, Tyler, and I have with me today the Dragon Theme's biggest fan, Austin.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. And it would not be a Video Game Club episode without P's best friend, Mox.
Thank you. I didn't finish it, but I hope she has a good story.
She does not.
Well, I mean, debatable, but yeah, she doesn't. What have you guys been playing besides Ni no Kuni, and how is everyone doing? Let's start with you, Mox. How you been? What you been playing? It's been a couple weeks.
I bought a whole bunch of games because I was feeling sad, and what better way to make yourself feel better than to spend money? And I kept carrying them around with me throughout my house as I played my Switch playing this stupid game. And I kept saying, when I get angry at this game, I'm going to put in another game. And I kept not doing it because I was like, I'm not going to let this game beat me. No, it beat me. So nothing. And okay. And that's it.
All right. And Austin, how have you been? And have you been playing anything besides Ni no Kuni?
I've been good. Just took a little trip with my wife before everything gets crazy with the baby in a couple months. I've been playing Fall Guys since it went free to play. They gave me the first season for free, so I'm just going to grind that out. And then I probably won't play Fall Guys again for a couple years.
Wait,
but when I come back...
Does it have a storyline?
No.
Oh.
Just grinding the season pass.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I want that free currency, so whenever I do come back, I can not spend any money, because Epic's never getting money from me.
Whenever they stop doing the terrible events, like the Master Chief one.
Yeah, the events are all terrible. They haven't really figured out their currency system right now. Like, crowns don't really matter anymore, other than crown rank. And kudos are awful. And they converted all your crowns to kudos, but they also make it so you can't earn very much kudos. It's very weird. They have a lot to figure out. Other than that, I've been playing some Final Fantasy VII Remake, because that came to Steam. And
yeah, it did.
I've also been playing the Cuphead DLC.
Oh my gosh. No Yakuza? Did you run out?
No, I decided to take a little break after Dead Souls, but I have been having the itch to play Yakuza 5.
My god.
I may start that up soon. Ni no
Kuni,
if I wasn't playing Ni no Kuni, I probably would have started that up, but yeah.
Nice. Yeah, things have been pretty good. We're on a bit of a vacation at work, which is nice. I've been playing Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga still. I try to do like one mission before bed every day, and I'm getting close to getting towards the end, and that game is just, man, they did a great job with that game. And I know there was like a lot of stories that came out about them having crunch and stuff and all this, and that's really unfortunate. It sucks. That I wish they would have just delayed the game more. But man, you can just feel the love with that game. Like, they really thought it through. The levels are just really nice. It's definitely like I don't know, it's really good. And I hope future Lego games get the same treatment. And then I've been playing Ghostwire Tokyo still, and it's amazing. I have 16 hours in it, and
wait, that's it? Do you only play it for like an hour before every time we talk?
Yeah.
Here I expected you to have 60 hours.
No. Well, you know, Ni no Kuni took up a lot of my time recently.
Yeah.
But I'll like turn it on, and I'll do like a couple side quests, because the way that the game works, it's like it slowly opens up, and then there's side quests that you can do or not do. You can proceed with the main story if you want. But before I proceed with the main story, I try to do every side quest, because I'm one of them weird completionist people. Yeah, but it's good.
Not
it's
with
still
this
really
game.
good. I still love it. No, not with this game, because I wanted to get it over with as soon as possible, which we'll talk about. But just as a reminder, this is Video Game Club. This isn't where Tyler talks to you about Ghostwire Tokyo. It is Video Game Club, where every 2 weeks we discuss the game voted on by our wonderful friends in the Bombchu Discord, and discuss that game right here on twitch.tv/BombchuTV. If you can't catch us live, don't worry. You can find it on youtube.com and all major podcast services. And we also really appreciate hearing from you guys. I really love the comments of the Ni no Kuni Part 1 video, someone was like, go off, because we were talking about the being reborn again and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, but yeah, we really appreciate the comments, and yeah, please consider, subscribing, rating, all that fun stuff really helps. And I hope to see you all in the Discord as well. We did like a little Discord cleanup where we have 3 channels now. One's for nominations, and I'm going to be putting those in a document, so we have those. So whenever we come up with what games we should pick, we can kind of pick 1 or 2 from that. And we have the vote channel now, so the vote doesn't get lost in the discussion channel. And then we have the discussion channel. So thank you everyone for all your suggestions for games that we should check out, and thank you everyone for voting as well. This episode is part 2 of Ni no Kuni and Wrath of the White Witch. The nominations though were this game, Detroit Become Human, and Cyberpunk 2077.
Wow, any of those, any of those would have been better.
Yeah, I don't know if I can. Detroit Become Human isn't
What?
that a David Cage game?
It is, but
yeah?
it's like
It's better.
It's the one that everyone's like, oh, he can actually make a good game.
I liked the other ones.
So that
but
means Chris is gonna hate it, probably.
Chris actually really loves that game.
Okay.
I can never predict what kind of games does he like.
Chris's main driving characteristic in my mind is he's unpredictable.
Yeah, very true. Very
Love
true.
you, Chris.
We love you, Chris. So yeah, Ni no Kuni. We already went over this in the last episode, so we'll do just like a speed round. If you're not aware of this game and if you're watching part 2 for some reason, go listen to part 1. It's on YouTube. It's on podcast services. Go listen to it and then come back. We'll be here. This will be as long as something catastrophic doesn't happen, this will be preserved in time, so you can just come back whenever you're ready. Go listen to the other. Go check out Firewatch, the first episode if you want. Then come back. Do you? I'm not your mom or your dad or your boss or whoever else is telling you what to do. Anyway, Ni no Kuni: Wrath of the White Witch. It's a 3D JRPG developed by Level 5. I did boot up Dark Cloud again, Austin.
I still haven't booted it up once.
Wait, I just saw it. They just released the new PlayStation tiers so that we can try and emulate whatever your Xbox One is called. And I was like, I'll give the highest one a whirl. And I saw the
cool
the art, the cover art you were talking about. I was like, there it is.
Yep.
It was everything made sense. And then I forgot to download it, but I will do that from my phone right now. Okay, sorry, keep going.
Nice. I really like the music of that game and just the aesthetic. I think it's really cool.
How's the gameplay? Is that good? Is it worth it?
It's a PlayStation 2 game.
It's free. Okay. I'll throw it in there.
It's not free. You're paying for the subscription. Level 5, Japanese studio, Dark Cloud, Professor Layton, Fantasy Life, Yokai Watch games. Yeah, same. It was also published by Level 5 in Japan. Namco Bandai published it in the West, though. This game also... So we're playing a remaster of the PS3 game. There was also a DS game. And when we get to the story, we'll talk about where the DS game ended and what was added on. They're they're significantly different games. But they do have the common story thread in them. But even things like combat is different and stuff like that. Yeah, 2013 was when this game came to Western markets. It was released initially 2011 in Japan. And if you don't know about 2013, let me just tell you, Austin's favorite console, the Ouya, came out in 2013. He plays it every single day.
Wait, does he like it or not? I can't tell.
Max, no one likes the Ouya.
I don't know. I don't remember it. I feel like I was asleep that year.
Dude, same, actually. 2DS, PS4, Xbox One, and we saw GTA 5, Dead Space 3, Animal Crossing New Leaf, Black Flag, Call of Duty Ghosts. 3 games we played for Video Game Club. Does anyone remember them?
Oh my god.
Beyond Two Souls.
Yep.
And some other
Was
crap.
Firewatch one of them?
No. The Wolf Among Us and Metal Gear Rising.
Okay, so not
Revengeance.
other crap.
Yeah, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Yep.
As opposed to the other Metal Gear Rising games.
Right.
I needed to say, I really like Revengeance.
The title.
It's like, well, the two words mean the same kind of thing.
Yeah. Also, we're getting Wolf Among Us 2. And
Epic exclusive.
There are some rumors that there might be a Rising Revengeance sequel, which would be just sweet.
It's busted up in popularity this year.
Yeah, it has. It
Because
really has. It's all because of us. Yep. I am glad we played that game though. That game was really fun. Okay, so we didn't talk about release and reception last episode, so we're just going to go over that. These are just like some positive, negative things from what critics said at the time when they were reviewing this game. Critics don't agree with each other, so sometimes people will be like, yeah, I really like the characters and the story, and people will be like, nah, I wasn't really a big fan of the story. But generally, people really love the design of the game, the characters, the story, the soundtrack, and the combat system.
Oh my god. However,
some people didn't really like the story because they thought it was really predictable and the pace was really slow. They also thought the side quests were really uninteresting, and some people thought that the characters lacked personality. Some people weren't a big fan of the voice acting and the AI in combat. Austin, what did you think about the AI in the combat?
The AI in the combat was awful.
It not was your favorite,
really,
huh?
It was really dumb. So, like, you'd have your separate party members, and it doesn't matter what behavior you set them to, they wouldn't do what you wanted them to do. And most of the time, they would just burn through all their mana.
100% of the time, they would.
Yep.
Yeah.
They loved it.
They love to do that. When you're even in control, and you're like, hey, I would like to attack, your whatever character you're controlling will walk around and do just dumb stuff instead of attacking, or they'll try to like walk through teammates or other enemies that they aren't targeting. There were a bunch of times where I would be like, I would set a target to attack, and they'd be like, no, I want to attack this guy instead. No. Yeah, the AI in this game really drove me nuts.
Yeah. And I know, Mox, you also weren't a fan of the AI, but how did you feel about the voice acting that you got to listen to?
Like 2 lines of voice acting. Why were they voice acted in between 1,000 lines of just boop, 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 boop? No. What voice acting?
Yeah. And I know you did a lot of the side quests, Mox. At least I'm pretty sure.
I did 100% of it up until my point in the game.
Wow. Would you say they were interesting?
No. I mean, yes, I would say they're not interesting. They're awful. They're just either go and find someone who has this, I don't remember what they're called, virtue, I guess, in another town, and then at first it was walk all the way back, but then it was teleport back, or go and kill these monsters with this specific ailment, or go and kill this monster that's bothering me, or go and get this extremely rare drop from this kind of monster. There was no like story that was interesting in any of the side quests.
Yeah, I was just spamming through all the dialogue anytime somebody was giving me a quest. It was just
Me
like,
too.
oh, I don't care about your personal story because it's been boring every time.
Same.
Well, and they didn't really, you like got stamps, and you got, when you did like most of the side quests, you get some sort of like food item, which I appreciated. But then you had to do I forget what they're called, bounties, to get any like special item. But before any sort of special travel mechanics, they're just so hard to find and get to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like so much stupidity.
Well, I know we're kind of really ripping on this game right now, but it did do quite well as far as sales go. It sold over 170,000 its first week in Japan. March 2014, it shipped over 1.1 million worldwide, making it one of the best-selling games for the PlayStation 3.
I bought it on PS3, and I was such a chump, I bought it again on Switch.
Man, you had 2 jobs and could afford a PS3? That's wild. Austin, did you have 2 jobs and bought a PS? Did you get a PS3?
I did get a PS3.
You also had 2 jobs.
I don't understand why you're saying that.
I worked at GameStop, so I got like a partial discount, and I bought it used. but it broke. It was one of the fat ones, like the fat 60 gig that could do backwards compatibility.
You don't have
eventually it fried.
Oh. Wait, there were two of those though. There was one that did hardware.
There was the 20 gig, then the 60 gig, and then eventually they did the 40 gig that didn't have the chip, and they did like software emulation.
Yes.
I had the one that with the actual chip.
Okay, I had the software emulation,
and even that was not perfect. Like some PS1 games did not. Like PS1 was still through emulation, but PS2 was on a chip.
You do have one still, because isn't Dead Souls only PS3 game?
Yeah. So after that one got fried, I had to take it apart and use a heat gun to like make it work for another couple of hours, and so I could get my save data off of there, because it's encrypted to the hard drive's encrypted to the system.
Oh my goodness!
Swap it out to a different system. Just a whole nightmare. But yeah, I have a slim model now,
which can play Uncle Buck.
It can play Uncle Buck.
Yeah,
it cannot play. If Uncle Buck had a PS2 game, it couldn't play that.
Wait, was the Katamari game I sent you, is that PS3 or was it PS4? I can't remember.
That's PS3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the last episode we talked about the gameplay, the visuals, audio, controls, interface, performance. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to add that we like missed on, or that like you've witnessed now that you're like, oh, I feel differently about this? I mean,
are we talking about just gameplay or anything?
Just anything.
Well, I just dislike how zoomed out the overworld is. I only wear glasses when I look at computer screens because I have astigmatism for near vision. Mm-hmm. And I wear my glasses and I still have to put it's a switch, inches from my face so I can see the things that are going on around. Why is everything so tiny?
I wonder if that's a Switch specific. I don't know. Austin, you played on Steam Deck though. Did you have the same issue or?
No, but I also wasn't looking for tiny details. Like I know Mox was finding the
sparkles
treasures.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't find a single one of those by the end of the game.
Well,
oh wow.
The sparkles were so. I'm talking about the sparkles, which are like the collectibles. Not
the sparkles don't even show up until you're close enough to them, which is crazy.
And this,
I don't know. The rendering's weird. Go ahead.
The Switch screen. I'm playing on the OLED. I don't know if it's the OLED or if it's just the game. It was so saturated that I couldn't discern the colors in of the golden sparkles from anywhere that had any sort of a mostly yellow hue, i.e. the desert.
Right. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. I do want to talk about the combat, but I'm going to save that for my personal take.
Okay. We should just have a big hate session on the combat.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
We will. Go ahead, Austin.
What changed for me from last time? The visuals kind of started to wear on me. Initially they were really poppy and oh, this is really cool. And in the second half, a lot of the charm of that was lost. And especially with the monster designs, they were so simplistic and flat.
Well, they were also built on the form. There's only so many monsters in the game or familiars, and you end up just playing going against leveled up versions of that familiar, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But anything that's in a hand-drawn cutscene in game looks pretty good. Anything that's not there, it's a lot less effort went in on those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that in the second half that was just also, in terms of gameplay, what started to kind of tick me off, in the first half, I had a strat that I was using that worked well for me, and then a little more than halfway through the game just went, no, that is not an effective strat any longer. You can't do that, and I had to reform my entire party.
Same,
and that was brutal. Changing your strategy. You have to go grind in lower level areas again, and it sucks. It is not good.
It is not fun.
Yeah, and let me play how I want.
Yeah,
there's no indicator of what familiars are good to go for or anything like that, or how they're going to grow.
Seriously,
and so you either just have to know or look up a guide or catch everything and grow it and see how it goes.
And the Wizard's Companion, it has a lot of that information.
No, it doesn't.
Wizard Companion suck it.
It's inscrutable.
Yeah.
Wizard's Companion is just trash. I still had the same performance issues, like the stuttering that would happen. I don't know why that continued to happen, but even if I played the last bit of it on I connected my computer to my television, my 4K TV, played it in 4K resolution, was still getting really good frame rate, but it would still chug at that part. I played it on a smaller monitor, still chugged at that part. I think it's just an issue with the game. I saw other people had it where it was only when you enter into a battle sequence, it stutters for just a bit, and then everything's back to 75, 60, 144, whatever you're doing. But I know we already mentioned this, but I guess Austin, the audio, you really like the dragon song once you got there.
I can't tell if you're joking.
Wyvern.
No, I'm not joking. I love that song, and ever since I stopped playing the game, every day, I still at some point just find myself accidentally being like, ba-da-da, ba-ba-ba.
I can hear it in my head as you sing it because it's so repetitive.
It is. It
You
really
don't spend
is.
a whole lot of time on the dragon, but
No,
Well,
because
what?
Okay, yeah, that's another thing.
do.
That's no.
Why?
Why when you can fast travel and pay 1 mana?
Do you know what I did? So once you get a spell, not chart chests, but find fortune or something like that,
Yep.
it shows you where the things are on the overmap, where they are in the overworld. The little small
why
chests.
are you going for all the
Oh
things
my
in
God,
a game that you
because
hate?
I need them so that I can actually play the game. Okay.
Hmm.
So so you get on the dragon. He does his little bugle. It starts
Yeah.
the beginning of it that you sing. I have to go. I immediately press A because I just need to get up onto a platform that you can only get on with the dragon. And I have to do that over and over and over again. I did it in all the areas.
Gotcha.
That's
Yeah,
I see.
100 times. Sheesh.
It's just the beginning of it too. Okay. So
Oh my gosh. All right. Let's talk about the rest of the story story in quotes that we witnessed. So we got to Hamlin. That we there's a you go back in time and you can only is it go forward in time one time or is it go
you
backwards
could
in
use
time
the
once?
spell.
Or just that spell?
You get sent back in time by one of the White Witch's guards.
Which
And-
wasn't clear.
Yeah, it just happened. It was there's mist and suddenly you're back in time. But then you're like, oh, I need to get back. And you find out about Mornstar and the spell that you can only use one time in your life ever to get
But
back to the future.
There was no consternation whatsoever about getting sent back in time, or who
Yeah.
did it, or was it an act of malice? None at all.
It was totally pointless because right before that, in the story, they're like, I've hidden Mornstar. They can't find it now.
Yeah.
And immediately you're just sent back in time to go get it.
Yeah.
But then later, it was destroyed.
You
Well,
also
which is
don't
it?
use any. You don't use any. You're not like, well, we're back in time. We could prevent some things from happening in the
Nope.
future or something like that. It's just no, we need to immediately get back to our time.
Yeah. I don't know what you're referring to, Mox, about it being destroyed.
Later, go ahead.
Shadar comes in during one of the cutscenes. Is just yeah, I hid it, so he cannot find it ever. Period.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah. But then you go find it almost
in
instantly.
the past.
Yeah.
In the past. But then later he says he destroyed it in another cutscene. He's in the in the present he destroyed it.
Oh, maybe they're talking about removing those stones.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it does get separated from the stones that you have to
In
collect.
the
So-
present.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I mean,
It literally
the story's-
doesn't matter.
yeah. But anyway, you save these princes. It turns out one of them is Swain when you go back in time.
Your compatriot who you
when-
hated because he's weirdo.
Yeah, exactly. And spoilers, but I guess not because we're going to talk about it anyway. But the kid, what's his name? Marcuson?
Yeah.
Marcuson, he joins your party at the very, very end of the game. After you get the DS ending, he joins your party.
And you can't have him out with everybody else. You can only have 3 party members out.
Oh,
Why?
my goodness. Because this game hates you.
Why even bother having him there then?
Yeah.
Robots.
Good question. I did not use him.
So after like you help save the princes and you get the wand, you're like, oh, it needs you need like a map to find these stones. And he's like, oh yeah, some people came and stole it, so you'll have to go take it up with them. So you go to
so Marcus San in present time is like the map was stolen.
So you go to the thieves and you talk to them.
And you're expecting to fight them, the Sky Pirates.
Yeah, but instead
Did
they're
you
like,
even play this story? What do you say?
The Sky Pirates, they're thieves. How else would you describe them?
They're Sky Pirates.
Oh, whatever. It's the same thing. They have this dragon. They're like, fight this dragon. And then you fight the dragon. And then...
And they go, oh yeah, I knew you could do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, of course you're great. They give you the map, but it cannot be...
No, they let you look at it. They let you look at the map. They don't give it to you, initially.
Yep, that's true.
And then you go, and then you figure out the map. Oh, the X on the
where
map
you go
is
to
not
the
where you wanted
sigils.
to go. And then later you realize, oh no, the map.
Oh my god,
you have to cast a spell on it.
Well, you have to take care of the dragon, restore the dragon's like counterpart in the other world, in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can ride the dragon to the stone that has all the sigils on it. And Tyler, go off.
wait, what do you mean? What do you mean go off?
Do you remember the sigils? Okay, I'll go off. That's fine.
The Nazcan or whatever.
You get to this tiny little island. It just has a stone on it to read.
Mm-hmm.
And when it shows you the dialogue,
oh my gosh!
it's all in
okay,
language.
now I know.
And then they show you the key to translate it.
Yes, and then you translate it, and it translates to nothing.
No, it does. You have to translate it backwards. It's written backwards.
Mox, I have it right here.
I don't know what you're saying because I translated it, and then Mr. Drippy immediately translates it for you, and I was angry that I spent all that time translating it. But it translates to what he said.
Exactly. But Mox, it says Tathtersus, like Tathterceth. That's the first line. What is that?
Oh my god! Listen to me.
Okay.
It's written right to left.
Okay.
Read it. THE at the end. Start at the last letters you just told me, you idiot. It's in the Wizard's Companion.
The secret that's the first line?
Yes.
No. Nope. It's stupid.
It's written. Oh my god, didn't
No, I didn't read the stupid Wizard's Companion.
Why don't you know this? Why don't you know this?
No.
Why would we know to read it backwards?
Because it says it in the Wizard's Compendium.
The Wizard's Compendium that you claim is stupid that we should never read.
Didn't you do the side quest where you talk to the guy whose book it is?
Hell no.
The little ghost?
If I did, then I skipped all the dialogue.
I mean, probably, but...
Because he makes you solve puzzles, and the puzzles are translating Nazcan.
Then I skipped that.
And it says it explicitly in there that it's written right to left.
Okay, so
as
expected, Tyler and I had no reason to know that it was right to left.
Oh my god.
But... It's a moot point anyways, because immediately after...
Exactly.
Mr. Drippy tells you.
He just tells you what it is.
Why did they show you the key?
Here's how you translate.
I was really
like, just don't show me that.
And it took time because the squigglies...
Yeah, it took a long time.
What's the language called, Mox?
Nazcan. Wait, there's or a can. I don't know. It's not a language. There is like an IQ test, part of which is they give you basically a bunch of squiggles that translate to letters. And what they test is how quickly you can learn that alphabet that means nothing to you based on repetition.
Well, then I'm an idiot.
It's really funny that you guys are.
I would have failed that test. I was very frustrated when I was doing that.
You can be higher intellect on other parts of the test.
Mox just said it's funny that we're idiots.
Yeah, exactly. You heard it here first, everybody.
It was just funny.
So you have to go get these 3 stones. You go to the ghost ship. You can do them in any order, by the way. Any order.
But doesn't he tell you, Mr. Drippy's like, I really think you should do the snow area last. He tells you the order that you should, quote unquote, do them in, which I'm like, annoying.
But you can do them in whatever order.
I know.
I did ghost ship first because I thought it was cool.
I wish we got the ghost ship. What does it do? It was a physical ship.
Yeah, it's just to have a cool, I don't know. But you
I
fight
was really expecting us to take it.
Some ghost pirates. They're really funny, and you destroy. Yeah, they are. They were pretty entertaining. They had some cute little jokes.
They were charming.
Yeah, and then there's also the Vault of Tears, which is where you fight the Cobra King, and then you learn about that frog story.
Did you know that if you use the stupid levitate spell, you don't get punished by the floor traps?
I did know that.
I
didn't use that extensively in the Miasma Marsh.
Yep.
Oh.
So I wouldn't get poisoned.
Didn't know that.
You go to the ice area. Did you know you can walk through walls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to be like glowy.
Yeah. You
and
go to an ice
it's
cave.
populated by Tomtas. That sound like they're speaking Swedish.
Yeah, that was
They're
cute.
like
That was cute. Yeah, that was cute. You get the 3 stones, and then someone's like, all right, just like put it together. And Oliver's like, I can't do it.
The stones are too big and the wand
is
too small.
Oh. Yeah, seriously. So you get to go to Austin, Perdita. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
That sounds right. I can't remember.
You go to
Perdita.
You go to Perdita, and of course, just like when you go to any new town in the game, the leader of that town has some issue. There's some what are they called? Like
Heartbroken.
Yeah, they're
Nightmare.
heartbroken, and they have the nightmare thing. Yeah, so you have
I hate the nightmares.
Same. So you have to fight them, and that's when you learn about love. That's when you get the virtue or whatever of love.
I forget what they're called. The ones that go
They're
in your...
pieces of heart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what's fun?
Oh, yes.
Is that you can only have one of each.
Oh my god.
For no reason. And Mr. Drippy treats you like crap when you try to get another one. He's like, you can't be greedy. And it's like, I'm using these to help people, dude. Why would you not want me to have more of this?
You can't know what it is until you talk to the person.
I know. I wanted, like, desperately. I thought up a bunch of stuff I want for this since it was a remaster. And it's like, why didn't they do this? Icons for people on the map should be different colors based on different things.
Yep.
If it's a piece of heart, it's green. What it should be is a different color if you already have that piece of heart and can't grab it.
Yes.
Or so, like green if you can get it, maybe red if you can't.
Yep.
They're light blue if it's a quest, but you have no idea if you've gotten the quest or not. Like if you're just going back through, like, is this one that's ready to turn in? Is this a new quest I can grab? Is this somebody I've already talked to? No, you have to go talk to all of them, or just know. Like, have different indicators. Oh, it drives me nuts. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was
for
bad.
like 10 hours of the game, I had restraint in my little bottle and no one to give it to, and there were about 3 people that had too much restraint that I couldn't take it from.
Yep.
I was really upset about that one.
So after Perdita, the Morning Star gets reborn.
Wait, I guess doesn't matter. Perdita is where all these people from the cloud town of Xanadu, after it was destroyed by Shadar, they went to Perdita, and then the queen of it, I've already forgot her name, Kalan or something like that, was enchanted by Shadar to turn everybody brokenhearted so that they just wouldn't notice that everything was sad around them.
I'm so sad, Mox, you didn't play after Shadar because something really weird happens that I think you would have found really stupid.
Wait, I want to go back to the fairy thing. When I finally got through it, it was not how you guys, I was expecting it to be super weird based on how you guys described it, but it wasn't. It was played as like, this is weird and we know it and we're taking it like it's funny. That's why. Because the whole time, what's his name? Swain is like, I cannot believe we're going to do that. Are you serious? And then the other ones are like, oh, whatever, just go with it. So it was not as weird as you guys presented it. So I'm intrigued to hear what you have to say about what this is.
You don't. Okay. We're gonna put a pin in that.
Go back and revisit the previous episode and listen to the words that we said and.
You tell us who's crazy.
If we actually exaggerate.
Yeah.
It wasn't played straight, I guess.
You tell us who's wrong.
We didn't say it was played straight. It was just some weird stuff that happened.
I guess.
I mean, that's the first time you've been born again, Mox. You know.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, you then have to, and Mox, you just did this part, right? Where you have to get the harp.
Clarion.
Yeah, the clarion.
But it's not. It's a horn.
Oh, it's a horn. So you get the clarion, and the clarion helps you clear the marshes. So you can go or clear like this fog in the marshes, right?
Yeah, it's a miasma, or how
yeah.
you say that.
Yeah. So you go through the miasma marshes. The first thing you fight is the Vile Heart. And after fighting the Vile Heart, you die. Right?
What?
Right, Austin?
Yeah, Oliver's dead for the rest of the game.
He's dead.
I believe it. I
No,
believe it.
I'm serious. He dies, and I told Austin, I was like, so that's. Well, I messaged Austin once I killed the Vileheart. He's like, oh yeah, Austin or Oliver's out for the rest of the game. I was like, excuse me. And guess you control the Esther.
Wow. I honestly can't. Like, this is the exact same situation as the end of the previous episode where I don't believe you.
Okay. You control Esther for like 5 minutes.
Oh.
You get into a fight and you think, oh, this is it. Like, it's just going to be me, Swain, against this big baddie. I think it's the Vileheart again, right? Austin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
And then Oliver wakes up and he comes out there and he's like, I'm alive and I'm back and I'm here to, like, you know.
Save the day!
Yeah. And he destroys the Vileheart. I think it was P, good old P, who woke him up and saved him, I believe.
It was still just inexplicable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll get there.
Okay. I like when she came, like, this is basically where I ended, where she finds you and she's like, hey, are you doing okay? And you're like, yeah. And she's like, I just want to make sure you're okay before we tell you the truth. And he's like, okay. And she's like, I hope you can handle the truth. So I'm waiting to handle it.
Well, after that, after you come back alive, Oliver gets a second wind and he's like, all right, we're going to fight Shadar for real this time. So you go to Nevermore, which is the castle that Shadar is staying at. You go in there, you fight Shadar, and you learn that he, Shadar, is your soul link or whatever.
Oh, soulmate.
Soulmate.
Space mate.
And your mom,
Uh-huh.
there was some big battle that happened against Shadar, and your mom did some spell, and whenever Oliver was born, like, it's like the soulmate of Shadar. The other thing that happened is that your mom does not have a soulmate. That's how I understood it. Is that?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, she went back. She like did some crazy powerful spell where she teleported and opened up like the gateway and stuff, right?
Yeah, so then she went to Motor Town or Motor City, whatever.
Motorville.
Whatever. Detroit. And
they literally have a Motown sign in the middle of town.
It's Motorville.
I know it's Motorville. They also have a Motown sign in the middle of town.
We don't
And
ask questions.
then you learn about Shadar's backstory, which is it's very typical, like, oh, bad guy just had like bad experiences and then he be bad, basically. Right, Austin? I mean, for the most part.
I can't even remember what his backstory was. It was so generic.
He was like a soldier, and then like he like ended up saving Oliver's mom or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. When she was a kid or something like that, he was ordered to kill her, and he was like, "No, we can't kill children." Ah.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm reading the wiki.
All right.
This sentence. Realizing she could not defeat Shadar and that he had destroyed his soulmate and the other world to avoid the possibility of being defeated through them. This is just like The One. Have you guys seen that film?
No.
Oh my god, you guys have never seen any of them. Well, anyway, it's like multiple worlds and, there's, what is it called? Parallel universes. And your being is as strong as the collective of all of the beings that remain that are equivalent to you in all the parallel universes. So this guy goes and kills himself in all the parallel universes. To be the one!
The one and only.
Sounds like Rick and Morty.
It does.
Oh,
it really
it's
does.
a great movie. Oh
We should watch Fringe.
No, The One.
We should watch that movie where you only have so much time or whatever, and then you get paid in time, and if your timer goes out, you lose, you die.
What is that?
Is that Elysium?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I remember
Jet
seeing a
Li.
preview for that, but I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
Then we can watch
it's the same
Looper.
Story.
I'm just
thinking
kidding.
That other movie with the train and Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay.
Then we can watch Snowpiercer.
No, we should watch Uncle Buck.
And then we can watch Uncle Buck.
Come on, let's focus.
It's The One. Okay, keep going.
All right. So, that is the end of the DS game, killing Shadar. That's it.
Now, does that tie it up in a nice bow?
Credits roll.
Basically, you find out, like, okay, your mom doesn't have a soulmate. There's no one to save. And you have, like, a nice goodbye with her. But your journey wasn't worthless because of all the people that you helped.
Oh, I hate those kind of endings.
And then you have a big celebration. in Ding Dong Dell.
Yep.
And
a party.
Then a big party. Everyone's having a good time. Like, you saved everything. And then the White Witch comes and casts mana. What do they call it? It's mana with 2 ends.
Yep.
Mana.
And everyone turns into a zombie.
What?
Yep. Yes. All the villagers are zombies now. Every villager.
Okay.
And all the main towns.
So, Ding Dong Dell, Al Mualim.
Yep.
And
Hamlin.
Hamlin. All the citizens and their royalty are zombies.
Excellent. It's like the beginning of Banjo-Tooie.
The leader is also like super corrupted, and you have to fight a big boss battle against every leader. So you got to fight the Tomcat, you got to fight the leader of the cow place. Calitha, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have to fight you fight the tank in Hamlin.
Yeah, because the prince who would be in charge is with you as part of your party now.
Yeah, Marcusson. Yep.
And
so after defeating everyone,
your base of operations is with the Sky Pirates now.
Yes.
They actually get their ship up and running and flying.
Yep.
Oh my god, finally.
They do.
Yeah.
And each time you beat one of the bosses, you get a little flower. You take that to this island that you couldn't go to before because it was covered in this fog.
Yes, you couldn't go to it. It had like a weird thing when you tried to fly to it.
You go to that island, you put the flowers in, you solve this very basic puzzle, and then you can...
And along the way, you're also getting stories about P.
But after every single boss battle, there's a long cutscene about P.
Yeah.
P
is the worst.
What you learn is that P is the White Witch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's
so like she initially her father died, and so at a very, very young age she was forced into becoming the queen, and she trusted the council to basically take care of everything, and they were super corrupt, so they basically ruined her kingdom. She didn't find out until she was a lot older.
Yep.
And that's when she got enraged and became the White Witch.
And then you fight against the White Witch. It's a 2-stage initially fight.
Do you get a save in the middle and a heal?
No. You get a heal after the second stage, but no save.
Okay.
And then there's
not after the first stage.
And then there's a third, not after the first stage, correct? Only after the second one. And then there's a third stage, but it's not her, but it's like a third boss, and it's like a separate boss, but it definitely feels like a third stage to this battle. And you have to fight this crazy looking monster thing that the council has like created, I think.
You convert her
to good
to your side.
Yep.
You restore her. I guess you fix her heart.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and then so she helps you during that battle, which is cool. But also that battle
is hard and it's long.
I have to finish it.
You should. And well, I'll let you decide if you want to finish it. And
I feel like I have to.
I mean, you're this close, right?
No, I wouldn't.
But and then you beat the White Witch, and then like after you beat, and then you beat this council, and then like almost right after credits roll, I think, and then like that's it.
I was like, this is either going to be an immediate credits roll or a really, really long cutscene. And basically, Oliver goes back to the real world, and decides to live alone, and is like, "Thanks for teaching me everything, Mom."
Yeah,
and it rolls credits.
And his mom is, of course, no longer there. Like his whole goal was to save his mom, but you know, he saved everyone else along the way. And that's what matters.
God, we don't even save her.
No.
Oh my god.
You had a nice little goodbye with her.
Yeah, you do have a nice little goodbye. That's true.
Yeah.
A big hug. And that's kind of it.
Oh.
And that's the game. That boss battle was dumb. That dungeon was dumb as well. There was a lot of units.
Why did his mom die?
She went and saved. So it looked like she, I don't know, like overexerted herself saving him from drowning. But
that's dumb.
In reality, I imagine they probably told us
she didn't have like a counterpart to get affected on the other side or anything like that. Like she
that's
just
true,
was
actually.
She just had a heart attack.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's it. That's all that happened. Oh my god, this is so stupid.
Some big Ni no Kuni fan will tell us like what really happened.
Oh,
I'm sure. Okay, let's give our personal takes. What we
one more thing.
Oh, sorry.
One more thing.
Oh my god, there's more?
So Tyler and I were discussing. I don't know if we already brought this up during this episode because we've talked about this a few times outside, but everything with P and the White Witch was not in the DS game, as far as we can tell.
Yes.
That was tacked on to this PS3 game. And initially, you fought Shadar, and that was the end of the game. Like, that was the end of the DS game.
Yep.
And everything else, like P, and why can't other people see her in the regular world? Like, that seemed to serve no purpose.
Wait,
it turns out it's because she was not part of the game. That was all tacked on. All the scenes with the White Witch that have terrible dialogue.
That's all that we can tell so far. Like, from what we know.
Like, I wish they had, like, a lore explanation for it, but it sounds like that's not true.
And everything after fighting Shadar doesn't really add anything to Oliver's story. It's tacked on.
It's true. It's true.
It's just like, why did they put all... man.
Yep.
They had so many ways of, like, explaining it. Of, like, giving you a nice bow on it.
Yeah.
I think the story was not very important to them.
Well...
Wow.
Yeah. All right, personal takes time. Mox, let's start with you, because I know you didn't finish it, but from what you've played.
So I played 44 hours up until I just created the Clarion.
Mm-hmm.
It's really the combat. This game is like 80%, 85% combat, and it's so painful. It's just like you bump into your team. They're physical objects and they're orbs, and your person runs into them, and you have no access to the thing they're attacking. Why, when you send your thing to attack, does it like back up, strafe, walk in, and then the monster that they're attacking has moved like 30 seconds ago? And like when an enemy is about to cast a very strong attack,
oh my gosh,
it primes it, but everything that you're doing takes so long to like break your action. So if I get unlucky, which I do 100% of the time, because the game, the enemy casting things are like a second long.
Yep.
Like no more than 1 second. And so, but it takes 3 seconds to use an item, or like 5 seconds to use a stupid Phoenix Feather, or like 3 seconds to use a spell. I don't, what are you supposed to do? Do you just wait?
I'll tell you.
Just waiting?
I'll tell you something that you haven't touched on that's also annoying with the combat. Let's say like you cast a spell. You're like, oh, it's a good opportunity. I'm going to cast a spell. So you cast your spell. Enemy casts a spell. You better hope your spell gets off before the enemy's does. Because if not, it doesn't matter.
It's like it never happened.
Also, items. Let's say you use an item like, oh no, someone's low on health. Let me try to heal him. So you go to use the item. It takes forever to use it. And whenever, like, oh, I'm about to use it. They're about to eat this hamburger that I just gave them. Oh no, they died. What's going to happen? Will I get that item back? No, you just wasted on their corpse. That item's gone. Gone.
And it doesn't make sense to me, like, when the item takes effect. Is it at the end of the waiting? Because then it's like I take a hit and I was at, let's say, 20 health and I'm trying to get to 200 health, and then I take a hit that's like 30. Well, I had eaten the item and my health bar was like starting to fill up, but I still die. Why?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it does have it takes a few seconds for it to like actually fill the health bar.
And
it's not instant.
No, and even if I by just pure astronomical luck am not doing something when the monster starts like winding up its attack, and I press Y on my switch for all defend, and then I tap. This is all, you have to get motor memory because there's no time to look at the screen. But by the time I figured out, because every time you use something, it takes you right back to the attack command. And just to the left of it is defend. So I hit defend. So I hit all defend before I defend. My guy defends, and then immediately the attack starts. Do you know who's not defending? everybody else.
It takes them about 2 seconds to actually start defending.
And I would like to reiterate.
During the final boss, that is so annoying. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, and so first of all, every attack windup is like 1 second. So not fair. And then second of all, when you fight the nightmares, they only do status effects. And like, it doesn't matter if you defended, then they leave all these stupid poison puddles all over the ground. And they are just so effective. And they take like 30 seconds to wear off of me, but like 5 seconds to wear off of the enemy if I can even land a status effect. Like, I don't understand. And they like, as you're walking around with a status effect in battle, you're a little monster. It
makes you stutter.
Yes.
Yep.
Why? It's like, pick one. You can't have, I get really easily poisoned. The enemies don't. That poison lasts forever. Like, things to take away poison are limited. I only have one spell, and it's to get rid of poison, not to get rid of any other spell, like any other healing things. My character, all the other characters get them, of course. And then also, like, it makes you stutter. Like, pick one, maybe two. Not all of them.
Sounds like you really like the combat in this game.
I just couldn't. I literally like yelled so many times.
Same.
Just like a primal yell. Ah!
Yep.
Because like,
Yeah,
why does
frustrating.
it happen that way? And then, so that's all that's not all of them. That's just most of my battle things. Oh, like you get the yellow orb super attack. You can't change characters. Most of the characters have really sucky super attacks. No, It doesn't matter.
And you also can't defend or do anything. Like all you can do is use that attack or wait for it to wear off.
Yep.
And they all have cutscenes that are unskippable. And every time your enemy does an attack, unskippable cutscene. Everything just takes so long. Also, Esther, as soon as I leveled her up, she's like 45 right now. She got this stupid skill where she just like makes her heart go up and down, and she like that's all she does. She just does that attack, and it's so annoying. The sound prompt for it, I don't know why. It's like a useless thing, and you can't change their skills. The NPCs. I have gone to taking away her harp so she doesn't waste all her her MP on dumb skills, because you can't say like, oh, don't do this skill, NPC. Like, that one sucks. No, they have to have all of their skills. Wait, music's repetitive. I muted it. Every song is just a changed theme of the exact same song. Everything takes so long. You can't turn off effects. Even when you land and take off and there's loading zones. I moved it to the internal memory. Still tons of loading zones. Why does Mr. Drippy interrupt you a third of the way through every boss battle to tell you something you already know?
Also,
and he never uses tidy tears at the right time.
Yes, that is an issue too. I'm not, okay.
Oh, everyone died? I get better use tidy tears.
Yep, I've had that happen. I've also had, I'm about to cast the last spell that will kill this boss. Tidy tears. Like, dude, and then guess what? I have lost that MP for that spell, and it didn't cast. Thanks a lot, you Welsh, Scottish, whatever the hell you are, little weird nose ring lantern boy. Like,
wait. Hold on. Why does it take so long to give heart and then take heart? Why can they not be the same spell? Why does it not automatically do it after the 40th
that's a good
time?
question. That's a good question.
Why is there no way to improve the capture chance until you get to the third row of doing those stupid errands for people? And even then.
And I know Austin's probably going to go off on this, but you have to do the first row all the way before you can do the second row, and you have to do the second row all the way before you can do the third row. You have to claim all the options on each row before,
including useless things like jump, which they tell you does not do anything.
Nothing.
It will not help you with anything.
But they don't tell you.
But it's fun.
They don't tell you that. They don't tell you, not about the jump thing. They don't tell you that, unlock the first row to get the second one. They don't say that. So I was waiting.
Yeah.
I had these stamp cards, and I was just waiting to claim. I was like, something good will show up eventually. I'll get far along in the story. Nope, that didn't happen.
Unexplained. Maybe, no, it's not in this stupid book. And all of the good things are at the end, and they have so many stamp cards to, like, get them.
Yeah.
But it's, hard to get, like, enough stamp cards unless you're doing 100% of everything.
Yep.
Like, even for me, it was hard. And I'm sure you guys were not doing nearly as many stupid side quests as I was.
Not towards the end, no.
I really wanted to hate this game and wanted to like this game. And it's like, I really like some parts of it and I really hate most of it. And I don't know what to give it. Maybe a 5.
That seems very fair.
Out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. My
Austin.
blood pressure is higher because of this game. Okay.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, a little more than halfway through the game, I was forced to change strats and reform my party, which was really brutal. And I went with one of the builds that you suggested, Tyler. It was very hard to rebuild my team up, and I ended up swapping the difficulty down to easy.
Yeah.
Which didn't feel like it made the game easier, at least not at the time.
Does it give you more
maybe
XP? Or is it just everything's easy to kill?
I don't know. I tried looking up what it does, and there was just speculation in forums about what it does. Supposedly it makes the battles easier, like maybe enemies don't hit as hard, but nobody could actually say what it does.
Wow. We love that.
So,
yeah.
I just left it on easy anyways for the rest of the game.
Oh, did you?
And I did.
I should have done that. I didn't even think about it.
Because it was like, why am I killing myself over a game that I don't even like?
Because a video game club.
Yeah. I had not been doing side quests up to that point, because I was just like, I don't want to spend any more time in this game than I have to. But while I was rebuilding the party, it was like, yeah, you really need to get the one that makes it easier to sneak up on enemies, as well as there was another one. I forget what it was. Because some of the enemies, especially early on, were ones that run away from you.
Yeah.
That I needed to go back and get. So I needed to be able to chase them down. So I had to start doing side quests, and that was another thing. It was just like, okay, well, if I should be able to play the way that I want to in a game, like, why can I play the game all way for halfway through, and it's totally valid, and then suddenly it's just not, right?
I hate when it punishes you for
crazy.
playing a game like how you'd like to play it. There's nothing
Exactly.
worse than that.
That's so stupid. Yeah, the visuals kind of started to wear on me towards the end.
Was yours very
think what
highly
else I
saturated,
used.
or was that just the Switch?
That might have just been the Switch
Okay.
OLED, but it's also a pretty colorful game.
Yeah.
The story was a disappointment. The combat was not like, it's unique.
It is unique.
But it has a lot of problems, and it's not intuitive, and it's not especially fun. Like, sometimes I would have fun during bosses, especially trying to, you kind of get rewarded for having that twitch reflex of like, okay, defend,
Yeah.
and I'm defending, and now I get my orbs, and I would run over and collect all the orbs, and like that would keep me going during the fight.
That was satisfying.
I liked that mechanic.
Yeah.
But also, it ended up making battles kind of drag on, and it was like, okay, I've got the strat, but also this takes forever. Towards the end, the build that I had that made the rest of the game playable was so cheesy that I didn't really have to swap monsters out.
Oh,
it was
wow.
just like, okay, well, this guy does tons of
Yep.
damage, and everything hits him for one. Because he's got such high defense.
Wait, don't
so
you
whenever
run
you
out
get
of
your-
time?
Yeah. Then
Who cares about
you
time?
can almost beat them in the time usually,
Yeah.
and if not, you just switch to Oliver,
Especially as you evolve.
run around for a bit,
Yeah.
and then switch back.
Yeah.
It's called the
What else?
cheese.
Yeah. So I don't know who this game is for. Like, it's
That is my exact problem.
yeah. The RPG fans that I've talked to find it boring. People who are not RPG fans find it difficult, and sometimes a little in between, because it's like you have to be a good thinker, but also have like good twitch reflexes for the combat, right?
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah.
It's not for kids, but it's also very childish in a lot of spots.
Yep.
Like, I don't know who this game is for. I think it did really well because it was a Studio Ghibli associated game.
Agree.
And level 5.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people picked it up, played through part of the game early on, and then was just like, I'll probably come back to this later. The completion stats on this are super
Also,
low. There's a huge drop off in the first
the
half.
game changes, I think, significantly. Like, it has like a big difficulty ramp up once you get to Hamlin, I think. Like, right around that
Yeah.
area. And so I could see people being like,
agree.
oh, this is a little hard, let me stop. And then they just don't come back. And then they're like, this
Yeah,
game was
and
great.
so-
It's like, well, did you play
Get
past
outta here.
Hamlin? Yeah.
Come back
Yeah,
later.
I think if you actually play all the way through the game, like, it's got some problems. And yeah, I would give it I would also give it a 5 out of 10. Unique combat, some really cool visuals that they can't really keep up consistently. A lot of bloat that they added to the PS3 version that I don't think should have been added or really adds anything meaningful to the game. And yeah, just a ton of problems.
The only thing I think I disagree with you guys on is the music. Like, I thought it was really repetitive, but I still really liked it, and I loved hearing it every time. I know. I'm just...
Oh my god, I had to turn it off.
But I agree. My biggest thing is combat, and also I do not know who this game is for, like Austin was saying. The story, style, theme, all of it all lends itself towards a younger audience. But if you don't have a proper build, this game is extremely difficult on like normal setting because of this like weird ramp up that it has.
And also some of the story moments are like randomly very adult.
That's true. Like your mom dying right away. That's kind of not cool and can be kind of, I don't know, really sad. Hard to handle an emotion like that when you're younger, probably.
Drippy also uses kind of like some, not like really bad language or anything like that, but it's like, it's not like for kid language.
Yeah. He also doesn't speak English properly either, but that's a whole nother
That
thing.
too, yeah.
The side quests were extremely meh. There wasn't like a real reason to pay attention to them, like as far as what they contributed to the story. I guess if I would have known I can read the language backwards. I guess I could have known that, but that was kind of it. I agree with you guys, with both of you. And my score is the same, 5 out of 10. But I do want to say this. I played Ni no Kuni 2 first. Which
is bizarre to me.
And because I heard it was independent. It was just in the same universe.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I love that game. It was I don't usually, and like, I've said this many times, I think, on Video Game Club, but me and Austin kind of like started Video Game Club for a number of reasons, but one of the reasons why I was really interested in it is because I struggled finishing games. Like, I would play everything for about 10 to 12 hours and then stop. It was fun, but I just never saw the end of anything, and I never felt that, I don't know, satisfaction. Ni no Kuni 2, I beat it all the way through and even did post content. I loved it so much. I thought it was just so good. I even dabbled in the online game a little bit. I know Austin did as well.
Online game?
Yeah, like a mobile game.
Oh,
it's an online crypto game.
There's also a movie on Netflix that's set after Ni no Kuni 2 that I haven't watched yet, but I started it. So I love for the most part, the universe and everything and what they're building and the style and all that stuff I really, really, really like. But this game, I just do not know who... If someone was like, who would you recommend this game for? I don't know the answer to that.
Nobody.
I honestly don't know. Like,
if you are trying to get all of the Ni no Kuni like lore and just like play through the entire series,
I guess,
then and you're just going to play this one, then yeah, I guess play that and don't feel bad if you switch it to easy if you're playing the remaster, which was not in the original version.
Yeah, that
was added because so many people complained that the game was too hard. And even then, easy is not like a complete cakewalk.
Yeah, but 5 out of 10 all around. It looks like we agree. Anything else before we move on to wrapping up?
No.
Okay. So that was a little dive in our take on Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch, Part 2. So both episodes are done. We played through the whole game. If you enjoyed hearing us discuss it, want to join us for the next episode, stay put. The vote just ended, and it was between Minute, Sayonara Wild Hearts, and Nex Machina. And the winner is, by one vote, Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Yay!
Thank you, everyone who voted. These are purposely short because we have some busy time coming up here where it's going to be hard to...
And we needed a break after the big long
That's
game.
also true.
Gracious.
Very often.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. Again, just as a reminder, you can catch us here on twitch.tv/BombchuTV every 2 weeks at 2 Eastern, with the next stream being on July 17th. If you can't make the live session, again, don't worry. You can find it on YouTube, all major podcast services. Austin, thank you so much for playing through Ni no Kuni and joining us to talk about it.
Thanks for having me. Of
course. And Mox, thank you for playing up to the point that you played and continuing to join us on this thing called Video Game Club.
I'll try and finish it.
Or don't. It's okay
Or don't.
if you don't. It's not worth it.
And and a special thank you to Andron for helping out behind the scenes. With him, all things are possible. I'm Tyler. This was Video Game Club episode 51. Ni no Kuni and the Wrath of the White Witch, part 2, and we're out.